Good day. It's 10:38, the 4/13th, 2016. Ross Jason Bowen Line. I'm just doing my INVEGA update on my side effects. It's what month again? It's April. The last time I took it was last February, not in 2016, but 2005. Not much has changed. My body still has way too much fat / obesity on it, gynomasculus, stomach, no energy, no strength, penis size is still minuscule, which is, I'll get to that, and tried to do some push-ups the other day. I used to be able to do 450 in 1 hour, or 50 no problem at all, and I can only do less than, I guess, 10 according to the video if you watch it. Maybe 12, I don't know, and out of breath completely after doing it, and he used to be able to run 10 kilometers and not be out of breath. A mile, same thing, unless they spray this stuff in the air that takes your breath away, which it's a military type of spray, I understand, so people can't leave the areas. But let's get back to it. I'll just show you the fat real quick. Gynomasculus. Huge fat on the arms, muscle tone gone, strength, jailed, sitting in this chair that I sit in all the time. And like I said, this chair right here, jailed, sitting in it. The sofa, uncomfortable, don't sit in it. And like you can see those are that. Human rights violations, Charter of Human Rights, and Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms, and Declaration of Human Rights, United Nations, and Department of National Defense, or Defense Department. You can look up those websites as well on, what do you call it? Our famous Google, that's all over the place. And like I said, Department of Justice, justice.gc.ca. Go ahead and look it up. You can look under family violence. You can look under criminal codes. You can find it all right there when you'd like to. Torture, misleading human beings, human rights violations, killing them with, instead of a gunshot, bang, or whatnot by a cop. They take you to the hospital, and they get a doctor who misleads you, views you, or looks at you and says, let's diagnose this guy, because doctors give diagnosis of situations because of symptoms or whatnot, not a judge and a jury, because they're not judges and juries. There's not 12 jury members and a judge sitting in the stand and a few lawyers, one from defensive side and offensive side. So you get an unfair trial by getting taken to emergency room or a psych ward and having to talk to a doctor, psychiatrist, or whatnot, and the RCMP misjudging you by taking you there. So mental orders are obsolete. They don't hand you a summons to show up to court, and the judge says you have to have an assessment order, or it has somebody being taken to a court and deal with a judge and to have an assessment order given where they're allowed to give you medications. Robert Yo's office says, no, you just need 2 doctors. I don't think so. That is not a fair justice system. What happened to my body is torture. It's a cruel act of punishment and treatment. These are all human rights violations and charter violations. You've violated my human rights, broke the laws. You are all criminals and therefore should be prosecuted. All guilty by association, starting in 2005 with social service Kathy wanting this treatment done to me. Period. And many years attacking me on it. And Juan Velasco assaulting me, being ignorant to me, being a foreigner from another country, working in this acting guild that's being played over and over again for over 15 years to get a scenario played out so something could happen to a human being. Violently. period. Such as assaulting somebody, aggravating assaulting somebody, them acting, taking self-defense in their right to self-defense into their own practice and taking it as far as they can, and then charging them and trying to reverse it that it wasn't self-defense, but it was self-defense, putting somebody down to the ground and holding them there and saying, don't do it again. Some people take it further and bash their heads in and curb stomp them, or shoot them in the house like just happened in Saskatoon, or stab them with a knife. You've taken my right of self-defense away, right of mobility away as well, to be able to get up and run and do my exercises, breathe properly, walk properly, and be healthy, right of health away from me. Made me AIDS-like victim because my hormones are so low. If you can't reverse this 10 years ago or 5 years ago, whenever you did this treatment, then there's something wrong if you couldn't fix it, like walking out of a jail cell or putting a book down after reading it. It's your choice to pick a book up off the shelf. Just like going to a church or seeing a doctor or taking the prescription they'd like you to take. Period. But you forced this onto me. You brought this harm onto me, like putting me in front of a firing squad and dropping a nuclear bomb on my body. I'm sorry, I can't suck it up and take it up the ass like you'd like me to and live this way anymore because you've harmed me, brought great difficulty in living to my life for no reason to an innocent before proven guilty in the court of law since Roman times. Your discrimination and racism towards me is gone too far. RCMP, in your little acting guild over 15 years, acting guild of doctors as well, that I've ran into since the psych ward, and nurses who you systematically, so-called, got to come up to talk to me while bottle picking, trying to make a livelihood and feed myself better because I can't find a job where there's a bunch of actors and work in a retail situation for nothing because it's the same as being on social services and starving to death. Nobody wants to stand there and deal with human beings. Human dignity, degradation, and everything else that goes along the way. I'm sorry. Robert Yeo needs to do something about this. I've asked him many times. Mike Mulligan, Andrew S., and a few other people, and UBC Law Department. I've had enough of the bullshit that goes on and the harm. I need a reversal for what they've done. This fat off my body because this is psychologically harming and physically harming because I don't have my health anymore and my hormones, so I can get upright, walk, have the right to self-defense, and feel like a decent man because of your discrimination and ignorance and your hate crime and your hate drug called INVEGA that harmed me in life. This is not an act. I'm not that David guy who fakes and smiles and is being paid huge money to do whatever he does for the INVEGA commercial. This is the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help me God. What's the point? I was a human lab rat involuntarily, and that's $50,000 a year, and a malpractice is $1 million plus, and pain and suffering. Anyhow, acts against humanity, World War II-like, and residential school for all the misleading of education or re-education of a human being, and torture and assault on a human being's life. If this is what you do to poverty, you guys are pretty damn ignorant. You're supposed to train Canadians first and get them into jobs, not to have people here on a vacation of a lifetime from other countries working for less, which they're not, and getting them into society and paying them $5,000 a month to live and for several years, such as refugees, and starve the nation, everybody who's making $26 an hour and under. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the babbling on today. There's no such thing as dickless men. That's a Holocaust act too. Anything to do with transgender and, as you read in family violence, screwing around with the genitals of a male or female at any time of their life. Just the same as persons. Psychological abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and so forth. causing financial grief to a human being. Our human rights and laws have been broken in this country, and racial discrimination by our placing of the country. Even some military uniforms in the valley. Period. Anyhow, have a great day.